Hi, everybody. We had a question posed to us about how prepared we are for natural disasters. And as students, most of us living in Southern California, I'm sure we know earthquakes, fires, mudslides, and so forth that we need to be prepared in case something were to happen where we might lose power, water, electricity, gas, all of those things that we need on our day-to-day basis, how we would survive. So I put together a few slides about how I've prepared my family and even some things that I'm still working on doing to prepare my family. My emergency catalyst, basically the event that caused me to really prepare for an emergency, was I ended up having my second born son at home. The hospital told me a couple times that, no, don't come in, you're not really in labor yet. So after about 4 or 5 hours, my mom ended up delivering him on the living room floor, and the ambulance came. And so I know that's not really a natural disaster, but it was something that I had in my mind that really shocked me. Luckily, I was prepared. I had everything ready to go because it was, normal time for him to come. He came about a week early. So I had everything packed. Everything was labeled and cleaned because I had a younger, or I guess it would be an older sibling for him. So I just wanted everything to be ready for when we went to the hospital, that the household was still in order for my husband or my in-laws or anybody that was helping watch my daughter. And also, I just realized, working in classrooms, we always had our earthquake kits and things that we had people bring in on a volunteer basis most of the time. And those were so important. It made us all feel so much better knowing that we had things for each child, changes of clothes, food, just in case. Sometimes fires get close to where we are, especially like in the Corona area. There was a few. I'm in Lake Elsinore. There was definitely a fire up on the Ortegas that was kind of close to my in-laws' home, and that was pretty scary. And it almost got to a point we had to evacuate their house and help them. And it's kind of like, well, what do you grab? What do you need? So I put together a few slides of things that we put together at my home so that we're ready. We stock up. So this isn't my actual picture, but this is pretty much what I went to Costco. I'm sure you could go to Winco or any of those large stores, get a lot of toilet paper, paper towels, food that won't go bad. So anything canned is usually better. I'll definitely do the peanut butter. I try to stick to foods that my children like because it's not going to really be helpful if they're crying and whining over something they don't like, even if we're hungry. So I got raisins and fruit and beans. I made sure to have extra diapers and bottled waters on hand, anything like that so that we're ready. Granola bars. I found this really helpful list from the 99-cent store and the American Red Cross on an emergency kit that you can build on a budget. And it's all, works really well. It's got some first aid, some survival gear, batteries are important, candles, can openers, things. We have the cans in the stock room, but we need to make sure that we have things to open them with because the electric can opener might not be working. Anything for children, pain relief. So this little list was really helpful. I actually found that on Pinterest. Next, first aid. This is the picture of the kit that I have. I think I got it at Target. I found this one on Amazon. And it just has Band-Aids, Neosporin, Tylenol, little things that you might need for cuts and scrapes. Nothing for severe injuries, of course, but it definitely helps whether you're on the go. It has a little carrying handle. It fits nicely in a bag. They even have really small, tiny ones with just like 12 pieces. And those ones are really helpful to keep in your purse or diaper bag. Packs for the family. I have a small backpack for each of the kids, and then my husband and I have a larger backpack. I don't have the bottled water in the backpacks because it takes up so much space, but I definitely have a lot of the things on this list. A spare change of clothes, underwear, socks, t-shirts, because you want to stay dry and warm, of course, flashlight, batteries for the flashlight, cash. You got to keep a little bit of extra cash on hand. You never know, you're not going to be able to really go to the bank and use the ATM, and maybe a cell phone that's not really a smartphone, or maybe even a landline phone. We have one of those set aside just in case. And then battery operated radio, those are pretty cool. You can find those at little survival stores. I think they even have those at like Big Lots or the Dollar Tree, places like that. Just real simple basic ones. But I thought this was a cool thing, a little 72-hour survival kit. Next, safety for kids. I found this really cool little story on this website. It's through Disney Story Central, and it's brought to you by American Red Cross. It's really neat. You can go through and you can print it out or read it online, and it's got activities throughout, and it explains emergency situations to your kids so that they can be prepared too, to know what it's like, you know, if there's going to be an earthquake or a fire. You never know. And kids starting at toddler age, it would be nice to just give them a little bit of idea. Okay, if this happens, you know, this is where we stand. This is where we meet. This is who we talk to. This is what you say. So I really liked this book because it had a lot of that information, and there was a subject, a page for each kind of disaster even that it went over. So that was really neat. And then I have a little fun kit for my kids already prepared with little Play-Doh, colored pencils, things to keep them occupied. Because parents are going to be stressed, of course, and you don't want your kids to be stressing and freaking out during this time. You want them to be able to just be kids. So it's nice to have something like that, just a little tub. Mine's just a little plastic bag of stuff. Things to not forget. If you have a pet, they need their care as well. You don't want to forget about them. Medicines, if you have over-the-counter medication or even prescription medication, make sure you know where that is at all times and have it labeled, because that's really important. A car bag. I have a small bag in my car for an emergency, just because I don't take the backpacks and stockroom food, everything with me wherever I go, so I have one in the car as well. Something really cool I read about was how to convert your toilet once water is pretty much shut off. So what they did is they turned off the water, flushed it, then they lined the bowl with like a big plastic trash bag and duct taped it, and then they put kitty litter in the bottom to control any odor, and then you can put another trash bag on top to mask the odor and use, you know, Clorox to clean it out. But they were saying, you know, you could do this with a bucket, but it's nice to have a toilet because when you're going through all of this, you know, you're missing so many things, water, electricity, gas. It's nice to just have a toilet and not have to feel kind of weird going outside or in a bucket, which I can see having that comfort level. And then my to-do list, what I still have left to do that I really want to, is make these binders and get organized that has information where I know exactly where everything is, our medical numbers, cards, personal information, auto information, all the things that we might need in an emergency, so we're not looking for tons of different papers, but they're all in one spot. So that's basically all that I have. I appreciate you guys listening, and please let me know if you have anything that maybe I forgot or something that your family does that you're really happy to have or makes you feel safe. Thank you guys once again.